I'm terrified. This could happen next door to my house, in my neighborhood. Like, my wife sits regularly in between the two houses and smokes late at night. This girl deserves justice. Whatever justice can be given in this world, she deserves it. My heart goes out to her family. I can't even imagine. I have a daughter myself, and I can't even imagine the grief.
Child, people have finally started speaking out about the Dacara Thompson case. And baby, from what I've gathered, this situation might run way deeper than anyone first thought. When it comes to Hugo Hernandez Mendez, there's a strong chance Dacara's case isn't an isolated one. Otherwise, why would investigators allegedly find several pairs of underwear and lingerie, possibly belonging to different women, in his room? Some neighbors even believe Hugo could be connected to other missing persons cases in the area, which, by the way, have been happening far too often. But here's where things don't add up. Dacara willingly got into Hugo's vehicle even though she had her own car, full of gas. She could have just driven behind him, right? Instead, she left behind her phone, purse, ID, money, and her car. That in itself doesn't make sense. Now, people online are asking tough questions like, what exactly did Dacara and Hugo have in common? And why was she even linking up with him? Some are even speculating, without proof, that maybe she was selling herself. But of course, none of that can be confirmed until the police release details from Dacara's phone, which they already have in custody. And allegedly, what's on that phone is chilling. And it doesn't stop there. A neighbor named Cody, who lives right next door, claims he saw something strange on the night of August 23rd. He said he stepped outside in the early morning hours and noticed something burning in Hugo's backyard. But according to Cody, the smell wasn't like brush or wood. It was different, unusual, more like trash. He now believes it could have been evidence being destroyed. He even told detectives that he spotted an ash pile back there afterward. Now I get it. Cody may not have caught every detail of what was happening that night, but here's what bothers a lot of people. There were others inside that house while Dacara was still alive. In a space that small, it's hard to believe no one heard the screaming, fighting, or some kind of struggle. And considering she was later found unclothed, not even wrapped in anything, people believe the struggle would have been obvious. Detectives already spoke with one of the roommates who claimed they overheard Dacara and Hugo engaging in intercourse, followed by a disturbing grunting sound, something that made them question whether one of them was even a willing participant. Later that night, after waking up a few hours later, the same roommate stepped outside and noticed something unusual. Hugo's GMC, which was almost always parked in front, was gone. That was strange, since Hugo supposedly doesn't work Saturdays, and the vehicle rarely moved. Two other roommates, however, told investigators they hadn't seen or heard anything, explaining that their rooms were on the opposite side of the house. Meanwhile, a relative who lived there, Hugo's cousin, admitted she was shocked her own family member could be tied to something so horrific. But she also confessed that in the weeks leading up to Dacara's disappearance, Hugo had been acting strangely and was rarely around. She even said she urged him to come clean if he knew anything. She added that during questioning, her husband and another relative were brought in but released. Hugo, however, remained in custody. To make things even more complicated, the very next morning, federal immigration agents returned to the house and arrested her husband. The cousin insisted her husband had nothing to do with Dacara's case and had fully cooperated, leaving her confused as to why Hugo's case triggered an immigration investigation against her spouse. All of this leaves many wondering, is everyone in that house withholding the full truth to protect themselves? Because it's hard for people to accept that no one heard anything, especially given the way Dacara died. On August 31st, just before 5 p.m., Maryland State Police responded to reports of a disabled car along Route 50 between Route 424 and Route 97 in Annapolis. But instead of just a stranded vehicle, troopers made a chilling discovery. A body lying 30 feet down an embankment near the South River Bridge. By September 3rd, detectives sat down with Dacara's family. They confirmed the remains were hers, identified not only by her tattoos and jewelry, but also by the heartbreaking reality of her injuries, severe skull and facial fractures. Her father revealed that she was first reported missing around 9 p.m. on August 23rd after telling him the night before that she was stepping out for gas, but she never came back. When she didn't return the next day, her family tracked her phone to Jasmine Terrace and Riggs Road in Hyattsville, where they found her car and immediately contacted police. Inside Hugo's bedroom and trash, investigators later discovered what they believed to be Dacara's blood, a missing fingernail from her French manicure, a wig, hair, and multiple pairs of women's underwear and lingerie. These disturbing discoveries led to Hugo Hernandez Mendez's arrest on charges of first and second-degree murder in Dacara's death. ICE also issued a detainer, labeling him a criminal illegal alien. Detectives believe Hugo killed Dacara inside his bedroom in the early morning hours of August 23rd before transporting her body to Route 50 and dumping her over the bridge. Now, while Hugo remains in jail without bond awaiting his October 8th court date, many argue the people living with him should also face accessory charges. After all, Dacara's injuries show she fought back, which means there had to be noise, a struggle, and signs that others in the house could not have ignored. What's more chilling is that whispers around the neighborhood go beyond. Now, speaking of Dara's mom, she's well aware of all the comments floating around online about her daughter. And let me tell you, she is not here for the negativity. She described Dara as an outgoing, soft-spoken, kind young woman with a free spirit. She said people on social media have been dragging her daughter's character, but warned everyone, don't believe everything you see and don't believe everything you hear. Out of respect for the family, she asked that people approach this tragedy with grace. Still, the speculation hasn't stopped. Some argue this should serve as a cautionary tale for young women, but maybe before rushing to judgment, we should allow the investigation to run its course. Because the bigger question remains, was this really an isolated case? Neighbors suspect otherwise. The discovery of multiple pairs of underwear and lingerie in Hugo's room raises chilling possibilities. Were they receipts for what he may have done to other women? And what about the people living under the same roof? How much do they really know? Baby, this might be far bigger and darker than any of us ever imagined. As we wait for more details to surface, I want to hear from you. What do you think so far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.